tasty scene. Chop a dice, you make it clean. Sizzle, pop 'em with the mean. Your kitchen queen on the cooking screen.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Cook With Me. So today, the main focus of this video is going to be hash brown casserole. Now I'm going to make it with a meal, but this is kind of comfort food. And if you guys have been following along on the other channel, you understand why. So to start, what we're going to do is we are going to open up our bag of hash browns. And this is even better when you have leftovers. So we're just going to pour our hash browns into the bowl. Then we are going to take a can of mushroom soup and work on getting it out like that. We are going to add some milk to the can. And now, before we do the milk or anything like that, we're going to add some sour cream. Now, as you guys know, I don't normally go by recipes because, well, if you make it all the time, you pretty much know what you're doing. But I am going to measure this out only because I want to not make it so that the casserole is going to be extra creamy, because then it's not really as good. So I want to try to have as close to what we normally should have as we go forward. So it calls for a cup. That's about a cup. We're going to throw that into our mixing bowl. Just like that. And we're going to go put that in the sink so we don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to move this and this out of the way so it's not in our way anymore. So now we've got that in the bowl. We are going to take our can of mushroom soup that we had with the milk. We're going to pour that in. Now, we may end up needing more. I don't know. I'm going to try to get as much out as I can, because you don't want to let a good can of mushroom soup go to waste. So there's that. Now we are going to give it a bit of a mix here. And you want to do this from frozen. Ooh, I know what I forgot to get out while we were starting this. Well, the dog's going to enjoy a hash brown. That looks like it's actually going to be enough liquid, but we'll see. So we're going to let that do that. I'm going to disappear for 2 seconds to grab one more ingredient. Now, I went and bought a can of mushrooms because I like it with extra mushrooms. You don't need to add the mushrooms if you don't want to, because some people aren't a big fan of mushrooms. Now, with that being said, you can use cream of chicken soup as well. So, if you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to have it with the mushroom soup. Now I am going to carefully drain this and hopefully not lose any mushrooms. I'm going to get as much of the juice out as possible. I think I got most of it out, but we'll see. I don't want to cut myself because we all know how klutzy I am. So we're just being a little extra cautious. I'm going to stick that in there. And we're going to try to drain again. That's good there. Take that and put that over there. Now we're going to add the mushrooms. And obviously, if you have fresh mushrooms, it would be even better, but I didn't know exactly when I'd be making this. So I went with the canned mushrooms. Mix that up just like that. We've got that all mixed in. This recipe calls for onion. I really don't have the energy to slice onion today, and I really don't want to smell it. So, trust the old dried onion. So we are going to open this up, and I am just getting like literally dust from it. So we'll do it this way. The recipe normally calls for like half an onion to an onion. So we're going to go with that. That seems pretty close. Mix that in. And of course, once it starts cooking, those onions are going to become actual onions. So there's that. Got those mixed in, starting to go. Next thing we're going to do is I just have the no name Superstore garlic powder. So we are going to not use that side, use the sprinkle side. We're going to throw a little bit in. And by little, I mean a fair amount. Mix that in. And as you can see here, it's actually starting to kind of form together, which is what we want. So we've got that like that. I am going to throw in a little bit of pepper because you can't have this without some pepper. Just like that. Mix that in. This also ensures that you're getting everything mixed up well as well. Well as well. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's that. Now the yummy part. Cheese. We're just going to sprinkle some of this in. And by some, I mean a lot. As you can see, it's getting all nicely mixed in there. Just like that. So now, because my crock pot is on the older side and I don't want it to stick, I'm going to spray a little bit of cooking spray in there just so it makes it easier to come out later. So just a quick little like that. Now, if it was a brand new crock pot, it'd come out nice and easy. But this one, it's going on about 5 years. It's getting a little old. So now we are going to transfer this bowl into our crock pot. Just like that. And obviously you're going to want to try to get all the goodness out of the bowl. That away. We're just going to flatten this down in here. Now, we have to go out and run a few errands. So this works perfect because this is going to take 3 to 4 hours on low to cook. So right now, I'm going to put the lid on. We are going to secure the handles just like that. We are going to go and switch it over to 6 hours on low, or 8 hours on low, sorry. That's the lowest that we have. So we're going to do that. It's going. We're good to go. We're going to let this cook. Mike and I are going to run out because we have a few errands to run. I also need to pick up some green onion because we're going to throw that in a little bit later too. So we're going to take off for a little bit. You guys, obviously this will only be a minute or two for you guys. So we will come back and we'll see you all in a little bit. Well, guys, It has been cooking now for, I'm going to go 3 hours. So now it's time to check on how it's doing. Can hear it crackling. Look at that yumminess. So it looks like it's doing good. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut up some of the green onion, throw that in, and I'm going to add some more cheese. So when you come back, you'll see that. And then we're going to start cooking some crescent rolls. So that's pretty much what's going on. So I'll see you back in a bit. Well, guys, I got Mike to open up the can and we rolled one just to see how it's going to work because I've never made these before. This is the first. So now I'm going to roll the rest of them. I guess they make it pretty easy to do. I think I'm rolling it the right way. And there's 4. So I'm just going to spread them out a bit. We're going to let them sit here for a couple minutes. Got the oven set to 375. So when that's ready, we'll put them in. I've just about finished cutting my green onion. And then I'm going to add that into here, mix it in, add some cheese, let it go, and then it's going to be ready. So come back in a few minutes. And now to add some cheese. Now I'll put a little bit more cheese in here. Let it do its thing. And then everything should be done all together and then we'll get to eat. Well, guys, the oven is at 375, so we're going to put this in. Just like so. And now if you want, you can mute your screen because I am going to get our assistant to set a timer. Ziggy, set a timer for 17 minutes.
17 minutes, starting now.
And I will see you all back in about 17 minutes. Well, our timer is off. I am going to turn off the oven. We're going to pull this guy out. Whew. Look at that. Looks yummy. So now we're just going to let it sit for a minute. This is good to go. And it's almost supper time. Well, guys, I sprayed the top with some butter. Picked this up in one of our trips to the States. So I spread that on the tops just to get them like a buttery croissant. And this is what it's looking like in here. So now we're just about ready to dish it up. And you'll see what everyone thinks. Well, guys, I've taken off the lid. It smells so good. I know this is not a complete meal. I honestly didn't feel like making a complete meal, but I wanted to make sure you guys had a video this week. So we're going to take this out, toss this in here, just like that. And then a croissant. And that is supper tonight. So we'll let you know what Mike thinks. Well, Mike has had his first couple of bites now. It's still really hot, so we got to take little tiny bites.
Yep.
That's what it is right there on his plate. What do you think?
Very good. The croissant looks like it's really fluffy. If you, I don't know if you can see it, but it's really fluffy.
Croissants are supposed to be fluffy.
Lots of cheese, like that, and the onions and everything. But overall, I give it a 10 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite meals that she makes.
I did do it a little bit differently this time. I added different seasonings. I don't normally add those seasonings.
Oh.
I normally keep it pretty basic. Normally I don't add the can of mushrooms, but I wanted to this time just for a little bit more. But if Mike says it's a 10 out of 10, that makes me happy. Well, guys, I am quite happy with how this turned out. I added different seasonings in here that I don't normally. I added mushrooms because who doesn't love mushrooms? Well, I know some people don't love mushrooms, but you know. So far I like the way it tastes. It tastes really good. And with the kind of week that we've had, we just needed some kind of hug your soul kind of food. So that's why it's this. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has messaged me. And I want to say thank you to everyone who has come in to watch this and is watching the replay. And until then, bon appetit, and I'll see you next time.